it sounded like they want anything. They were like, please give us something. And like, I don't know. Yeah, she was like, I liked your work. That's why I wanted to talk to you. And I was like, well, that is nice to hear. So that's cool because I don't know. Everyone on LinkedIn has been like, oh yeah, cool work. Do you have more? Do you have more
Yeah.
experience? Do you have a reel? And I'm like, fuck. Okay. So hang tight, like
See, that helps, but this is proof that you don't need that. It's not needed.
it's not needed, but
It
yeah,
helps. But you see, she obviously
yeah,
really liked the work that you've done throughout this program and this laptop commercial. And now you've got this client that's really interested in you. Here's your first
we'll see.
client.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's exciting. It's good.
Well, now you've got the
Yeah,
confidence. Someone loves your work. Yeah, quicker than you're expecting.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's why coaching is obviously helpful, just to have me just say, hey, just keep going. But yeah, I mean, like, especially at the start where you don't have much experience, you're not sure if you can even do the work, and where the client's going to come from and all that. But this just shows you that there's people out there want 3D people like you. So
Totally.
you just need to
Totally.
keep going and getting more of them. So if I were you, I mean, I would just keep. You can work on this project, but I would also just keep going out there and
Oh no, yeah.
for
I
new
haven't
ones.
stopped.
Still starting to build things up, but you'll get to a point where you'll start to get in a few conversations, and you'll start doing a few calls, and your network will grow. And especially once you start doing projects, they'll start referring you to other people, and then from there, it just grows. Because even people like Richard, like his problem is time right now. He's like I don't have enough time to do everything. So that's where eventually you just want to get to. So
yeah, exactly.
Cool. So you've obviously just finished your commercial recently. So this is the second one that you produced with us. Before that, you didn't really have much experience when it comes to 3D animated commercials. So obviously I wanted to interview you, see what the process was like, how you went from, not really having much experience, being more on the amateur side, to actually producing a professional, fully animated commercial all on your own. A lot of studios pay a lot of money for that stuff, and you're able to learn that stuff on your own and produce it on your own, which I think a lot of people aspire to be able to do themselves. So yeah, I'd just right like on. To right on. Yeah, you can just start by telling everyone a bit about, where you were before we met and before you ended up joining the program.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I was a 3D hobbyist and amateur, and occasionally picking up work from friends of friends, that kind of thing. And, was just ready to take my work to the next level and actually start earning money with this. And that's why I decided to join the program, to actually take it seriously and take myself seriously and move into that role that I think I'm capable of doing.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And when it comes to creating, commercials and stuff, because there's a lot of things that we had to work through, was there anything that you maybe struggled with?
The whole process was a struggle. I've never done commercial-based work. I have a arts background, so in many ways, actually, everything I've done before this has been sort of on a completely different end of the spectrum from a commercial work or idea. The idea of creating something that is fully desirable and really illustrating these selling points through animation, through the points that a company might be interested in, was completely new. So it was a challenge from everything from storyboarding all the way through to the actual technical aspects of learning the program and rendering and all that. Yeah, it was a challenge, but it was I learned a ton in doing so.
Yeah.
Taking it on.
Yeah, I know you got quite frustrated a few times, and this is normal for anyone. With commercials, you not just this, firstly, the technical side of 3D, how do you model, do you light it properly, you do the animation stuff, but there's also the creative side of like, hey, it's a commercial, it's not a video. It needs to be about a product for a company, and you need to keep that in mind, as well as, keeping all the scenes consistent throughout and having a strong reason behind all the scenes and keeping everything optimized and organized. And then, there's all these sorts of thousands of technical things you can run into, which I know can get very annoying, glitches here and there, which I'm sure helped having me to help you work through all that stuff. And was there anything that you were surprised by the whole process that you maybe weren't expecting?
Just maybe the number of times that it stayed, the work stayed in a very draft form for longer than I was expecting and hoping. But I think that is so important, and it just went to show, like, why this is such a highly coveted trade and something that companies are willing to pay a lot of money for, is because it has to go through a ton of iterations and drafts in order to get to the place it needs to be, I think, in the world, and get people excited about buying the product.
Yeah, one of the things as a 3D artist, you want to get to making it look pretty very quickly. You want to get to that stage where, hey, it looks good, and you're like playing around with the colors and all of that stuff. But the problem is if you jump to that too quickly and you need to make a change, the time it takes to make that change is a lot longer, re-rendering, repositioning a lot of things, and it's much faster to make iterations if you stay in a draft form for a long time. But that can't, there's also, it's not that nice doing that because it doesn't look pretty and it can get very monotonous and all that stuff. But it's something that you need to do, especially with commercials, if you don't want to spend months and months working on the thing. You want to be able to make all the changes very quickly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sure. Sweet. And in terms of the whole process, like, how did you find learning how to create commercials? Because with us, it was a bit more of a intensive process. If you wanted to learn that on your own, you've got your own free time, you can put things on pause and delay things. But when you're going through a program, it's a lot more, okay, like, these are the tasks you need to do. You have to keep accountable. There's deadlines, the same as if you had a client project. How was that whole process for you?
No, it's important to have the accountability, I think. And it was like, oh man, I wish I could go out tonight occasionally, but that's, now I can go out or whatever, it's worth taking the time to focus on it, to hit, hit the milestones you need to and the goals in order to then get to the place where you want to be. So it was, I liked the process, even if it frustrated me occasionally. Yeah.
And what made you decide to, join a program like mine instead of just, figuring things out on your own or using tutorials and stuff?
Yeah, the desire to fast track what I was doing and not spend a year, figuring it out Octane, for example, and you being able to tell me, like, you need to change like these 5 things, whereas maybe I would have changed one of those things a week if I was on my own, and just got slowly closer and closer without actually ever getting there. So I think it was incredibly useful to just fast track what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, especially for commercials, because commercials take a lot longer to produce. Again, there's the whole client side as well, which you need to learn. And if you figure that on your own, you could be trial and erroring for a very long time before you get anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. And in terms of, just the program in general, was there anything that you kind of, maybe you were going and expecting it to be done a certain way and you kind of were surprised by, or?
No surprises, I guess, in the process. I think I like the community. I didn't, that's cool. Just seeing other people around the world doing similar work, that are not total strangers on Behance, that are actually just like people you could connect to, and like they want to connect to you. And, it kind of, you feel that sense of community, and that's, I think, a positive thing, keeps you motivated, in a fun way, I guess. Yeah. So that was a nice surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than just giving you a set of videos and a forum.
Yeah. If a forum even, exactly. So yeah. Very good. Yeah. For sure.
Cool. Sweet. Yeah. And now that you can, produce animated commercials completely on your own, what do you think is next for you?
I am in my early attempts of, gaining a bajillion clients. So
let's go.
Slowly but surely, I want to just start building that up and being able to switch my time and energy to that fully until I can have a business that sustains the life that I'm interested in having. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where guidance comes in and helps, because most people don't even get to that stage where they can even deliver the work. Now with you, it's like, hey, I think you're good enough to start actually going out there. You still need to improve and add things to your portfolio and stuff, but this is how you save time. Like, hey, instead of keep on doing more and more projects, I think now's probably the ideal time you actually start reaching out to clients and you work on the next bottleneck when it comes to making money from the stuff. Yeah.
It's clearly a lot of steps left, but it feels clearer and more accessible now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cool. And in terms of, if you had to speak to the past you or anyone that you think was in a similar situation before you signed up, what would you recommend to them to help save them time when it comes to the learning process?
Just stay focused on it, don't. I mean, I got frustrated a lot and we get upset and all these things. That's something I can't help sometimes. So I would say, don't do that. But I can't undo that, but it's okay. And I think it was helpful to then realize where my own points of frustration might be, so that way I can address them without getting to that point in the future. So just keep your head clear. Yeah, I don't know, something like that, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's a natural thing when it comes to change, especially if you're improving so rapidly. You're constantly running into places of discomfort, whether that's to do with 3D, animation, rendering, especially if that stuff is sped out, where it's every single week you're growing. It's normal to get uncomfortable and then frustrated and stuff. And if you're doing it on your own, it's easy to just take a break and relax and stuff. But then you obviously won't improve as fast. You'll just be in your comfort zone. So I know you were getting frustrated sometimes, but I think that's a normal thing. So,
But stick with it.
Yeah, stick with it, and then you'll get good results.
That's it. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess last question. Would you would you recommend this to anyone? And if you would, if there's like a specific type of person, or if you would recommend this, like what kind of person would you recommend that a program like this would be suited for?
Yeah, I think people who are just ready to move to the next level in their careers. I mean, I think I saw that more in the community than anything, where a lot of newer members were people who were already working full time in 3D or in motion graphics or something like that. And they seemed like, the perfect candidates because they were able to commit the time and were used to the workflows and move forward with, really smoothly, it seemed like. Yeah. So I think that was like a good fit for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the program, kind of like you, where they're already working in a job and stuff, and they just want to start, getting these projects, kind of on the side, where they start to get all these extra projects in until it overtakes their current work. And then they can, potentially, a lot of their dream outcome is, you have your own studio, your own clients, your own time. You can judge your own deadlines and budgets and stuff like that. And a lot of people in the program already working in studios, whether it's 2D, 3D, or just have their own current work. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to get your insights, and glad that you've been doing quite well. Now it's time to start getting those bazillion clients. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here. Thanks a lot, Arthur.
Sweet.